There really are bacteria, sugar-fed bacteria in your gut that can take over your brain. Antibiotics in the sugar industry have led to this takeover of the brain by the bowel bacteria. Let's look at kids deprived of their candy.
We ate every bit of your Halloween candy.
This excessive emotional reaction comes from an extreme craving caused by that bad bacteria in your gut.
Bez, open the fucking door, please.
Similar emotional reaction to drug addiction. This extreme fisthold sugar has over society can no longer be ignored.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Bez. Okay? Are you doing this because you care about me?
Sorry.
You open the goddamn door! Open the door!
I can't do it.
Open the door! Open the door! Open the door!
This is not funny, this is tragic.
You fucking did this to me!
I'm so sorry.
I hate you! Right now, I swear to God, I will hate you till the day I fucking die.
You are not nice.
We're really sorry.
No, you're not.
But we actually ate all your candy.
Oh, good.
Deprived of candy, deprived of drugs, it kind of looks a little bit the same to us. We see that extreme reaction of that taking over of the brain. These bad bacteria can take over the brain and rob your motivation, make you sick and tired, lower the IQ, lower memory, make it unable for you to process stress, unable for you to hold different relationships. The sugar-fed bacteria will take over your brain like an alien presence and drive you and motivate you to do things you don't want to. Of this bacteria making them crave sugar. The sugar feeds the bad bacteria. The bad bacteria drives these kids into a frenzy. This can affect their lives, lowering the IQ, lowering their motivation, depriving them of their hormones, and driving them to do things. And it was a mistake by our society to strip away the plant fiber from these fruits and to use the sugar cane, dextrose sugar. And it feeds these bacteria and drives society wild.
Considering dietary fiber isn't food for us, but for our microbes, a diet rich in fiber from a variety of sources should also be good for our mental health. This information about the gut microbiome makes you start to wonder how many mental afflictions could be traced back to disruptions in gut health from, for example, diets rich in fiberless processed foods and refined carbohydrates, or from the unmitigated use of antibiotics. In the United States alone, tens of millions of people are prescribed antibiotics for minor afflictions. 60 to 80% of children taken to the doctor complaining of bad sore throats or ear pain will walk out with an antibiotic. It's estimated that people will take 30 courses of antibiotics by the age of 40. But the highest prescription rate was for children under the age of 2, with 1,365 courses per 1,000 babies.
The antibiotics, the synthetic chemicals, the sugar have created this incredible bad bacteria. Bacteria making them crave sugar. You can't look away from this tragedy. You have to understand what this is. These bacteria are in your gut and they are making you ignore this message. You have to get a hold of yourself. We have to change. We cannot let this continue for our society.
It's breakfast time. Time for some cereal. Bro, what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm just making some breakfast. Cereal.
Candy for breakfast? That's the most unhealthy thing I've ever heard of. No! No! No!
Mental illness abounds, and it's not because they're deficient of drugs. They're not the solution. We must deal with the bowel flora. And these bowel bacteria can take over the brain and direct craving and also direct thoughts, feelings, actions. Yes, this is all true, because you see, the brain is controlled by different neurotransmitters made in the bowel. Yes, made in your large intestine with the help of the bacteria. Over 90% of the serotonin, our happy hormone, is made in the gut by different yeast and bacteria. Yes, Candida is one of the key ones in its yeast state. Candida, Strep, E. coli, and Enterococcus, these help to make the serotonin, our happy hormone. Candida in its yeast state will make that serotonin. Serotonin then stops Candida from becoming the fungus state. Yes, you see, that serotonin is an antifungal that will affect the system. We have the happy yeast making serotonin, and then the serotonin blocks the yeast from becoming the bad guy, the fungus state. And belly laugh can help to increase the serotonin and fight Candida.
These two microbes produce gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, our chief inhibitory neurotransmitter, which has relaxing and anti-anxiety effects. And these two produce our motivation neurotransmitter, dopamine. So we basically have this huge mass of little drug factories sitting in our gut, pumping out different substances that affect the brain. In fact, the gut and its microbes appear to affect the brain so much that preclinical research in rodents suggested that certain probiotics have antidepressant and anti-anxiety effects. Probiotics are basically substances you can take orally to stimulate the growth of certain microbes. One study found that a Bifidobacterium infantis probiotic had antidepressant effects on par with that of the antidepressant drug citalopram.
So the gut affects the brain affects the gut. There's an interplay of these neurotransmitters. And Candida plays a big part in making some of these. We have to recognize that we made some mistakes about treating Candida and told people to take certain foods because we thought all Candida was the enemy, and it wasn't. It's just the fungal forms. We need the serotonin. Now, I started working with this type of medicine back in the 70s and having great success. And then we recognized that we have to get off of this sugar. And the simple solution was to substitute natural applesauce for sugar in every recipe, equal quantities. And you don't miss the sugar. We use the Get Well to help to kill the bad bacteria. After that, we're going to use the microbiome reboot to restart the good bacteria. When there's extra fungus or lack of serotonin, we use the serolicotropic, which is an antifungal for the fungal state of Candida. And the good mood also with the serotonin in it to help to also fight the fungus, elevate the mood. And the oxystim, the B15, is a vitamin that's extremely needed by all people for good mental functioning. So we must realize there is a brain-eater bacteria controlling personality of our children and other people, and we must not ignore this. We must deal with this as a society.